Peace, my family, and borrow back to all those coming out of their good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good nine mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys want to start moving on up. And your higher natures and cleansing your show family. You know what's up, we gotta cleansing the lows. I came here today to read. This is Allah's Holy Qur'aan. This is chapter 111. This right here will certainly help you on this good journey. So with that being said, let's read. The virtue is opening. The victorious opening. And it reads, begin our prayers and thinking by using the name of the source, arriving who is the most merciful. The Anunnaki opened a flood for Muhammad. Amen. The source will forgive you for your disagreeableness. Allah may aid you. Amen. Yahweh is he who sends down the tranquil upon the faithful ones. Allah will make the faithful men and women enter the Jannah, and Allah may punish the hypocrite men and women and those who associated partners for him. Allah is the armies of the skies and the earth. Muhammad is sent as a watcher, bearer of good news, a Nasir, and Enosites. Mortals are to glorify Allah in the early daytime hour and in the late evening, whenever fulfills that which he has covenant with Allah, and he will give him a supreme reward. So it goes on to read, surely we Vinahi and Anunnaki Elohim open for you, Amen, a clear, victorious opening. That the source Allah may forgive you, Muhammad, and for your faults of the past and those to come after them, and to compete his not our grace upon you, and lead you into calmness to the narrow path of the ones who stand up straight. And that the source Allah may aid you, Amen, with the mighty aid. And he not we is he who sent down the tranquility into the hearts of the faithful ones, that he may increase their faith with the faith that they have, and armies, the angelic messengers of the semi skies and the planet key earth is for him not us. And the source is knowing and most wise, and that he not we will make the faithful men and women to enter the Jannah gardens beneath which rivers flow, abiding in them eternally, and that he may conceal their evil deeds from them. And that is a supreme achievement in the possession of the source Allah. And that he not we may punish the male hypocrites and the female hypocrites, and who turn back from the peaceful way of life. Elazam, and the males who associated partners, and the females who associated partners, who only think of evil thoughts about the source Allah, and the evil shall be turned, and Allah's wrath will be upon them, and he is his, not our curse, and he not we has prepared perjury for them, which is an evil destination. And for him not us is the army of the semi skies and the planet earth. There are armies in the heaven as on earth. And the source Allah is mighty and wise. And surely we not he, Elohim and Anunnaki, sent you, Muhammad, as a watcher and a bearer of good news and a warner, so that you sites may have faith in the source Allah and his not Rasul Muhammad, and honor him and reverence him. And you are to glorify him in the early daytime hour and the late dusk period. Surely those who make contracts plead allegiances with you, Muhammad, and surely they will make contracts and plead allegiances with the source Allah, and they will compare Muhammad with the source, and the source Allah's hand is over hands. Allah has hands like other human hands. So whoever untwists and violates his binding oath, so surely he only untwists and violates his binding oath against himself. And whoever fulfills that which he has promised covenant with the source Allah, so he not we will give him a supreme reward. The desert Arabs asked Muhammad to seek forgiveness for them, and the desert Arabs refused to go with Muhammad, and the Meccans thought that Muhammad and his followers will never get back to Medina. Those who don't have faith in the source and his one sent will be prepared for them, and the rulership of the skies and key is Allah's, and those who seek the Mujahideen want to go with Muhammad, and Muhammad tell those who are left behind they shall be called out to fight, and if they obey they will be rewarded with a good reward. The source Allah has promised you all much booty, and the desert Arabs who are red Arabs who were the ones that were left behind said to you, our families are our wealth, property, and kept us occupied from accompanying Muhammad to Mecca, so we asked you, Amen, to seek forgiveness for us. And they, the red Arabs, were saying this with their tongues, but this was not what was in their hearts. They were trying to deceive Amen and tell them this. So who can possess rulership for you from anything from the source Allah if he wants for you all harm, so wants you all to profit? In fact, the source Allah is aware of that which you are doing when he seeks to deceive the faithful ones. And this quote is referring to those Arab tribes of the desert surrounding who refused to join the news-bearer Muhammad on the pilgrimage to Mecca. In fact, you, the Meccans, thought that the one sent Muhammad and the faithful ones would never return home to Mecca for money, and to their families you made it fair seeming to your hearts, and you thought an evil thought, and it was you who were the lost kindred, and whoever does not have faith by the way of the source, it is not our Rasul one sent. Amen. So surely we will not he, the Elohim and Naki, have prepared a blazing fire for those who conceal what they knew to be the facts. And the rulership of the skies and planet Temet earth is for him, not us, and he, not we. Forgives whom he pleases and punishes whomever he pleases, and the source Allah is forgiving, most merciful. And those who are left behind, the red Arabs, will say, when we set out to capture the spoils of booties, let us go with you all. And the desert Arabs only want to change the words of the source Allah by creating hadiths and making a false Qur'an. Tell them this, Muhammad, you shall not follow us. This is what has been said unto you all from before, from the source Allah. So they, the red Arabs, will say, in fact, you, Muhammad, are only envious of us, and in fact they have no comprehension except by very little. Muhammad, you are to tell those who are left behind from the desert Arabs to the Arabs, you shall be called out to fight towards against a kindred possessing a force for righteousness to kill, or they surrender in peace. So if you all obey the source, Allah will give you a reward that which is best. And if you turn away, don't stay on the right path as you turned away from before, he will verily punish you all with the aching pain. There is no blame on the blind, nor there any pain on the crippled, nor is there any blame on the sick, nor whoever obeys the source Allah and his Rasul one sent, and he not we will allow them to enter into Jannah garden, beneath which rivers flow, and he will punish them with the aching pain. And whoever turns their back will punish them with the aching pain, and whoever turns their back will be punished with the aching pain. And the source Allah has approved those who are faithful when they made a contract of plead allegiance to you, Muhammad, under the tree in Hadinabaya. And so he not we did know that which was in their hearts. So he sent down to them the tranquility upon them, and he rewarded them with a victorious opening, a Jewish town which was near after the peace of Hudi Rabbana, and much booty which they will take. The source Allah is mighty and wise, and the source Allah has promised you all much booty as which you will capture as they overthrow the villages and accumulate Muslims will share in it. So he made this happen for all, and this was in advance, and he has withhold the hands of the Enochites from that and from you, and that they may not overthrow you and conquer you all. That will be a sign of the faithful ones, that he may lead you all into calmness, into the narrow path of those who stand up straight. The source Allah has the power to The source Allah has the power over all things. Those who conceal what they knew to be the facts, fight to kill, will not find any protector or aider. You won't find any changes in the Senate of the source Allah held back your hands during the struggle of the Sultan, and the source Allah has made a vision and reality of his Rasul. The source has sent his Rasul with the leading comments and a factual way of life. So Muhammad is the one sent from the source, and their marks are their heads from prostration, and their marks are on their heads from prostration, in likeness of a seed of the plant that brings forth the stock. The source will reward them from a supreme reward. And the source the source will reward them from a supreme reward. And the others which have not been able to achieve the source Allah will certainly compromise it. And the source Allah has the power over all things. And if those who conceal what they knew to be the facts kills you all, and they will only turn their backs and run away, and then they will find any near friend, protector, no aider. The Sanat, the tradition of the source Allah, which is indeed the same as it was from which had passed from before Ahmad's time, and there is no new Sunni, and you won't find any changes in the traditions of the source Allah. And he not we is he who withheld their hands back from you all and your hands from them, and he kept you all from the killing of each other. And this is in reference to the truth. By his truth and hands men were held back from the peaceful ones, the Muslims, and they were no longer persecuted in the stomach valley of Mecca after he gave you all victory over them. And the source Allah sees that all of what you do. These are those who conceal which they knew to be the facts and turn from the Malachi, the sacred place of prostration of Mecca, and withhold you from arriving at the same place of arriving and sacrifice, the Hajj. And if it were not for the faithful, the mortal men and the faithful type women, they did not know that the hurts and the mercy of the rejectors of the faith of Mecca. So those who may have afflicted or killed many of the innocent, hateful, without even knowing the source Allah might bring into his not our mercy whom he pleases. And if they, the faithful, and those who conceal what they knew to be the facts, had been clearly separated, we not he, the Elohim and Anaki, would have inflicted as an aching pain upon those who conceal what they knew to be the facts. And when he not we made those who conceal what they knew to be the facts their hearts, just as the zealousness, the age of ignorance. So he not we, the source, sent down his not our tranquility upon his not our Rasul, and he gave Muhammad the Qur'an upon the faithful one. The Qur'an is for those who were being faithful and imposed upon their spoken word, and in the Qur'an of the fear and the trembling, and they were faithful, and they were worthy of it, and they were entitled to it. And the source Allah is the knower of all things, for indeed the source Allah has made the vision and reality by facts beyond any doubt. And for his not our Rasul, when sent, Muhammad had a vision that he and his companions would enter Mecca faithfully and secure with his head shaved and cut as Abraham did. And then this vision came true, and you are to enter the sacred place of prostration around the Kaaba in Mecca and making pilgrims. And if it pleases the source Allah, you all have the heads shaved and feel secure in doing it, and cut it short your hair, and don't fear if it was not the law to cut your hair. So he knows that which you don't know. So he made from besides the severe of Kalvar, and before Muhammad took Mecca, an accident of a near victorious opening. And he not we is he who is his not our one sent Muhammad with leading comments and factual means of judgment, to cause it to appear on all the means of judgment, and the source Allah is sufficient as a watcher. Muhammad is the Rasul, one sent of the source Allah, and those who and those who are with him a forceful firm on a consider the facts, yet they have a yielding mercy between themselves. And you see them bowing and prostrating and seeking the preference of the source Allah in content pleasure. And their marks are fleeing in their faces from the tracks of prostrating. This is their likeness of the Torah and the law of the Elohim Musa and the prophet Aaron and the apostle Yeshua and Moses' successor, and their likeness is in the Angel, the revelations given to Yahshua Isa as a seed of a plant that brings forth a stock. So it supported it, so it becomes thick and stands upright on its own trunks. It amazes the planter, so that he, the planter, by the way of it, would enrage the concealers of which they knew to be the facts. And the source Allah has promised for those who have faith to work to perfect themselves from them forgiveness and a supreme reward. Alright now, so this right there is the end of this chapter. So again, fam, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Again, know that you are loved beyond this world. And begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release our master teacher, Dr. Malachi. Peace, shalom, Asher, divine love, family, and Wadim. And it's all.